Greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk Star Citizens with members of the community. At last, welcome. As you no doubt guessed, I'm Fastcart FC. It's an honor to meet you. Please come sit. I imagine that right now you're feeling a little bit like Alice, tumbling down that rabbit hole. I can see in your eye you have the look of someone who accepts what they see because they are expecting you to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. Like there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind driving you mad. It is a feeling that has brought you to me. You know what I'm talking about? Star Citizen. Unfortunately, no one can be told what Star Citizen is. You have to see it for yourself. Now, this is your last chance. After this, there's no turning back. You take the blue pill to stay in. You wake up and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill and you stay in Wonderland. And I show you just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Follow me. And I end with, I know Moby Glass too. Where we go from here is the choice I leave to you. Hi, everybody. I want to say welcome again. I want to thank GoMad and Face for joining me. How are you two doing?
Doing good, man. How you doing, man?
All right. Like every edition?
Huh? Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Some nice slam poetry to start the day.
Nice Matrix monologue. There you go.
Thank you. I almost made it through the whole thing without messing it up, but that's okay. I'll do it one day. I'll do a perfect rendition of something one day, but today wasn't it. But I'm happy with my performance. Anyway, so what have you guys been up to this week? Not even this week. Xenothreat is over.
Xenothreat is over.
Have you there's been reports that people have been losing money or losing items that they gotten from Xenothreat. Did that happen to either of you?
I don't know. I haven't logged in. Since I don't know. Since, I burned it hard during Xenothreat. Make sure I got it all filled up, got all the rep, and then since it's been over, I just kind of just like, all right, let me take a breather. Let me, get back and reintroduce myself to my children.
Introduce yourself to your children.
It's always a great thing.
It's like, oh, I know you haven't seen Daddy in a while. I've been playing the spaceship game. I'm sorry.
I'm glad. I'm sure they're happy to have you back.
Right.
How are you, Fish? What are you ready
Daddy
to?
came in. Daddy went downstairs to his man cave with a goatee, came back with a beard.
Yeah. The old story, Daddy went for cigarettes and never came back. Well, Daddy went downstairs and never came back.
How about you, Fish? Did you enjoy Xenothreat? You got
Of
anything you want to
course,
accomplish?
Making money. I love it. Love Xeno for making money. I love it. I wish you could just keep Xeno there. Just so I could just sit there and just rack up money. I like it. Hopefully they fix the bug for those of you that are out there that got that.
Yeah, just don't kill the ship too fast. That's the bug.
Well, no. I'm talking about the money bug though.
Oh, the money bug.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. I heard some people lost a couple million.
Fortunately, I didn't do anything on the last day of Xenothreat. I took that day off because I've been doing Xenothreat almost every day since the Saturday before the end date. So I didn't lose anything. Well, that's not true. I did notice I lost a couple of weapons that I bought was missing.
Yeah, that's true. They did say that's another part of it too. But hopefully they'll get that.
I still have all the money, and the weapons that I lost were easily replaced because I had them on other ships, so it's not that big a deal for me.
Yeah. Well, it is alpha.
Yeah. In other news, I did redo my fleet. I took down about 4 ships. Yeah, 4 ships from down to 14.
Okay.
I still have a lot of ships that I still have a few more I want to get rid of, but I got to figure out which one I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start dragging some people down.
While you're doing that, I will say, shout out to Jade while we were doing some Xeno Threat. You know, it was fun flying around in that hurricane, piloting the hurricane with she was that turret.
You on?
Yeah, that
You
was
were an excellent pilot, so you made it easy.
that was fun. I found a new thing that I enjoy doing. That's the multi crew with the turret gunner, the competent turret gunner.
Thank you. I do what I can.
So join us, we have Admiral Kusanagi, Dark Knight, Jade, and Popped in Space. How are y'all doing?
All right. What's up?
Good.
Alright, so first up, before we do anything else, I want to give a shout out to our good friend Dig That. He had a for his community highlight, Star Citizen capacitor and power management tutorial. So he got a shout out in last week's weekly mail newsletter. So I want to give him a shout out to also. So if you haven't experienced it or take a look at it, I'm gonna put the link in quick chat.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Congrats, Dig That.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dig That.
definitely.
Fellow soul citizen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congrats to the best man with the best voice, SC and Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff to cover tonight, so I'm gonna go to our sneak peek from last week, also in the newsletter. So the sneak peek says, "I got my eyes on you. You're everything I see." Now that sounds kind of stalkerish, creepy, but you know, evidently the title of it is the file name is Star Citizen Site. I'll put that in the quick chat. So what do you think? It said Werner, so I guess that's the Klaus and Werner gun.
Yeah. More weapon attachments, hopefully, you know, that actually mean something and work and do something meaningful in FPS. You know.
Are you is anyone here like a big sniper guy or sniper person, sorry?
Oh yeah, I love that. I love to hit you and you don't know what hit you.
Oh, that sight wouldn't go on a sniper. That's probably
Yeah,
a 1x.
going,
That's
right?
a 1x or 1.5x. That's like a hollow.
Holographic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna go on a that's gonna go on a assault rifle or SMG.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that just by looking at it.
Because
Oh, yeah,
when
'cause
you play the game, you know these things.
You play
Call
any
of Duty.
game.
No, I'm not FPS.
Damn.
That's the thing. I'm not FPS.
No, it's
like
all good.
I will learn my basics. I'll learn them better than my FPS stuff. So, should someone recommend to me here, you just got out there, okay, fine. But that's just me.
Well,
So
you think of a long range scope. It should be like a hollow tube. It should be like a tube like. So that's going to get the longer the tube and the thicker tube, it's going to get you a further distance. So this is just like one pane of glass.
Yeah.
That's probably not like solid. It's probably like two lanes with like a gas in between.
Okay. Yeah. So, did it cite anyone? Is the game missing more sites like this?
Yes. They're missing more sites like that actually work well and actually improve your ability to land shots with the weapons. Right now, I don't even put attachments on the weapons because you're liable to trip and throw your weapon down and it's gone forever and you lost your attachment. So
Yeah, but they're not that expensive, are they? But it's annoying when you lose.
no, they're free if you just go into a bunker and kill everything and take their guns.
Oh, okay. but you still lose them. There's still a chance of losing them.
Yeah, you still chance to lose them, but it's cool. I've gone and cleared bunkers and filled up like the weapon racks on my ships with those, stolen weapons from SMGs and ARs from those NPCs. So don't buy weapons, people. Take them.
No, don't buy weapons. Sell weapons in the upcoming patch.
Yeah.
Damn right.
That's true.
And all sorts of stuff that you find out there, the loot and everything.
Loot,
Sell it.
Yeah.
All
It'd be
right.
nice if you can actually put everything into a bag and then just start loading all these guns into like a carry-on or rucksack, and then you can just. I mean, I know they showed it in the big giant box, but I'm not going to carry a big giant box into a cave. So to be able to pull something out of like my
Duffel
out of my normal cargo,
You want to a Louis duffel bag?
Yeah, just be able to, pull it out, unfold it, start tossing in guns and stuff that I find, and then throw it on my shoulder. That way you can move it out. I don't want to put everything into a giant
Well,
carton.
Carpathian had it said right. Grab all those guns become a lot easier with the grapple beams or the tractor beams. Yeah, have a whole bunch of them with you. Put them all in a box and go sell them at the live wire or live weapons at Port Elizabeth.
Yeah, J2 says
Feeling like
that looks like a direct competition to the Delta reflex sight in game now, which you use a lot, or they use a lot, and the silencers they do find useful. So, yeah, I mean, eventually I'll have to dip my toes into them, but like I said, I'm not an FPS person because I play one-handed, so it's really hard for me to do FPS, but I could somewhat manage flying a spaceship. So Squadron 42 may or may not be a challenge, but we'll see. Hopefully it won't be. All right, with that, going to our next segment, we're talking about the ships. September 2120. I wish it was 2120. 2021 subscriber promotions. I'm going to put that in quick chat. And with this, talking about what subscriber promotions are in the month of September. So we have in-game flare. I don't know why we still have flare because we can't really put them up in our hangar because we don't have a hangar anymore.
Well, I think they're saying flare as in the stuff they give you in-game rewards, like
fine.
the paints are considered flare.
Yeah, well,
it's not.
Traditionally, that's what flare used to mean. But yeah, you're right now. So we're getting a couple of paint jobs, Copernicus and Kepler, and Debasio. Jay, do you know what Debasio is? Who that is?
Yeah. Okay. So Kepler and Copernicus obviously exist, or existed in our actual real world. And De Blasio is a figure from the Star Citizen universe who worked. I think he established the ICC.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I see right there. Honoring the much loved ICC director Loretta De Blasio. I want to say
Loretta. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't read all the text, but yeah, I knew De Blasio's name was associated with the ICC. So sorry about that. Yeah.
No problem. And the Avenger De Blasio paint available to all subscribers for purchase. So I guess you get some for free and some you gotta purchase. Yeah, you get the competitors for the subscription. Oh, Imperator get the Copernicus and the Kepler, and you gotta pay for the Blasio paint. And if you're unsubscriber, you can go there. You can subscribe before September 14th.
This month just for those three paints. Not because they're like my favorite paints or even that being my favorite ship. It's not. I do have a sweet spot for it because it's like my second ship that I ever had. But I want to support what they're doing here with recognizing real world scientists in the game. So yeah, more please.
And in-game scientists in the game.
Yeah, and in games exactly. Like I like that idea.
All right, so they got the subscriber exclusive peg promotion. If you love your time in August, you get the Great Cat 2-person miner available now. Upgraded insurance. I think they don't say what the insurance is, but you got to be a subscriber in order to look at it. But I'm not a subscriber anymore, so I can't really go there. But you pick up a Rock DS for the subscriber promotion, and you get merchandise discount. That's every month. That's been going on for ages now. You get 10% off. Is anyone here a subscriber?
Yeah, I'm a subscriber.
Yeah, I still do. Yeah.
I only subscribe when there's like a flare that I really wanted. So there hasn't been a flare that I wanted in a while now. So that's why I haven't subscribed in a while. Oh,
Yeah, I
I
did.
tend. I also
Subscription.
tend. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I keep my subscription. I really don't care about the flare. It's the at the same time, I don't need skin for a ship I don't own or plan to buy. So it's just like, yeah, as long as somebody else enjoys it, that's fine. I really don't care. It's like as far as the the one we had for the 100i, yeah, I don't even own that ship either, and I have no plans to buy it. But that's okay. If somebody else enjoys it, that's great. I'm there just to support the support the development of the game. That's where my subscriber money goes to. And every now and then I get some really cool flair.
It does feel kind of bad though to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not terrible, not like screw this game, I'm out. But it does feel kind of bad that 2 months now I've got nothing, while others have. And I'm as a subscriber that's been a subscriber for years, now it's like 2 months they have decided, no, Go Mob, we're not going to give you anything because you don't own this ship.
That's not true, Go
You
Mob.
can own any. But
I know I can own the ship. I could go out and buy the ship in order for them to, they give me. But like they said, well, they gave me something that I have absolutely no use for. I do not own either one of these ships.
If you want to buy it, you buy it in game. Like I look at it like this. It's just like the armors. I have no use for that head with the eyes hanging out. But I got it in my inventory. Did I complain about it? Nope. Am I ever going to wear it? Nope.
Nope.
Is it
But
made
you
for
could
do have a use for it. We
But I
do have
could,
a use for it.
and you can use that skin
I have
on
to buy something.
Yeah,
I have to
you
buy
can buy
something for it to use it.
in game. In game,
but
you can
I
buy it in
still,
game.
if I didn't have the money in game, I'd still have to go and do something in order for this gift to be used or useful in any way, right? As opposed to when they gave a sniper rifle or if they gave the sniper rifle, it was like, okay, well, I could use this sniper rifle if I so choose, or I could go use something else. I didn't have to.
If you choose to buy the ship in game, you can use that skin, just like the multi-tools they gave away. You might not want to mine. I might not want to mine. Actually, I do. But, people that don't want to hand mine, that multi-tool is useless to them.
But they don't have to go out and buy something in order to use that multi-tool. They can just equip it and use it if they choose, or they could not equip it. So everybody who doesn't have an Avenger but has this paint, there's another step, right? There's and
you can always sell it to somebody
That's
that
true.
doesn't have it. There's people that want that stupid helmet with the eyeballs hanging out.
I think it comes
Right?
down to subjectivity. I think
Exactly.
some people like some of the flares, and some people just don't care for some of the
I mean,
flares. and
there's gonna be
it's just
some
the way
money
it is.
where they'll give away something that you don't like,
Yeah.
and I just
Like the
this is that
Titan
one.
and the 100 eye skins.
Right.
They're useless to me because I have absolutely no interest in buying either of those ships in game or out of the game. But they're there. And if I want to get rid of them, I can. Or if I just so happen to, I get a 100i. Yeah, why not spend a couple $100,000 on it in the game? I think that's how much it is. Not a problem. But if I don't have, if I don't have any interest in the ships themselves, I have no big deal about, getting paints. Like I said, the flare per month is a maybe a little bit of sprinkles on top of my cupcake, and that's pretty much about it. My cupcake's good. I love my cupcake. I don't need the sprinkles, but the sprinkles are there. Cool.
It's not a game breaking thing. It's not something that makes me feel like I'm feeling screwed over by CIG. Let me jump on Mike's show and talk about it. No, it's just it would be awesome if there was like a list of skins you could choose from, like, and if you had like one of the ships, you could pick it or something. I don't know.
I think there is in the
They will.
store. In the subscriber store.
You can buy them.
Yeah. But maybe they'll do it later, if they ever have that subscriber in-game store. like similar to the Chairman's Club, but it's only subscribers that can go in and access the ships, the flare that we had gotten outside of the game. We can access in game now that we can purchase it in game, just in case we lose it, but we still have access to it. Whether it be armor or weapons or flare, from a ship skin or a bartend, bar, whatever it is that we can go in to that shop and still be able to get it. I think right now it's just kind of a mess because we really don't have any place to store all of this stuff. It all sits in our inventory, just takes up space. There's really
how about this? How about they sell? How about they give paint buckets and you can throw that paint on any ship you own?
That would be cool. That Cousin Crows, isn't that what for Cousin Crows is going to be?
That would be. I have to agree with Go Mambo on that one.
You know what I'm saying? Give me some colors. Give me subscriber specific colors. Yeah. Go ahead.
So before we move on, I just want to say, Go Map, you are getting one thing. Even if you don't like the skin or paint job this month, you are one month closer to getting that discount that at the end of your 12-month subscription.
Yes, I am closer to give me a discount on me spending more money.
Exactly. No, you don't have to spend more money. You can melt stuff and use the money that fine, you win. So moving on to Ship Showdown, they have a sale active with 24-month insurance. I'll put the link in quick chat. So has anyone voted for the past couple of ships? I
can't believe the Redeemer is beating the Mole. I can't believe it. I can't.
The Redeemer?
Yeah.
You mean a Reclaimer?
Reclaimer is beating the Mole.
Almost. Well, barely. It's close, like 700.
I kind of understand that though, because think about all the skins that the Mole has, right? And then compare that to the Redeemer.
Wait. Reclaimer? What skin does the Mole have?
I mean, sorry, Reclaimer. No, see, you got me doing it. Yeah. But like, think about it only has what the Reclaimer? Yeah, it only has
the Mole has 3, I think.
It does?
Yeah, and the Reclaimer has that IAE skin. But I don't know if it has any other ones.
One of the most useful and profitable ships in the game right now versus her, I'm big. I don't have any purpose. Like, that's it. I mean, right now, the Reclaimer has no purpose. It will have a future purpose, maybe. Disclaimer has to be put on it one day. Yes. When soon TM.
There's nothing that says you have to use the skin right now. You said the other parts right now.
I'm not talking about the skin. I'm talking about the ship. I'm talking about the ship. They're comparing the ships, the Reclaimer versus the Mole. Right now, the Reclaimer is about it's tits on a bull right now. It is as useless of a ship in the game as possible. I would say that an Aurora is more useful than a Reclaimer right now.
Hey, man, this is Soul Talk. Soul Citizens likes Machinima, right? It's got a use to be that ship from Aliens.
That's true. I voted for Reclaimer, as you can see on your screen. I voted for it because it's one of my favorite ships to look at. I don't own it at all, but I like the ship more so than I like the Mole. So
it's terrible to fly. It's terrible to fly in any situation.
It's just to fly.
It's the worst ship to fly in the game.
I get it.
It has no cargo capacity, no secondary utility function that is in game right now. It is quite possibly the worst ship in the game.
Yeah, but what is an oil tanker used for?
Stop holding it in.
I like the thing is, I say that, but I like the ship. It's cool, but it's arguably the worst ship in the game right now.
I guess you could say I like big ships and I cannot lie.
I gotta do that sound one day. But
I don't like the
this
kitchen
whole,
and the mole, so I can't pick the mole because I just don't like the kitchen setup. I
I
can't
think the
like walk in with a bag of groceries and throw it on like a table. I don't want it. You have to like put it in your backpack and go up a ladder. Makes
Has anyone taken a look at the comparisons of the different ships? I think this is set up.
That's what I have on the screen now. But before we get to that, I just want to say, if you want to join us, click on the Discord link below. We can drag it down. You can join the heated discussion that is the ship showdown. So we had.
Well, no, it's set up with the 600i wins.
So we had the
I
C2
know,
versus Hercules,
right?
and the Hercules won. Now we had the Reclaimer versus Argamon, and the Reclaimer is winning at the moment.
We already know what's going to happen with the Carrack and the Constellation. The Carrack's going to win.
I don't know. It's because the thing is, the Carrack won last time, so I think people may say, "Oh, it already won." So let's get it.
But the Connie still sucks.
That's the other
Isn't it
part.
really good now?
I don't know right now. Yeah.
There's an actual thread on Spectrum telling people not to vote for the Carrack. So there's already like a backlash forming.
I can see that.
I get it. Look, I want the MSR to win. It's just a useful ship.
Oh, it'll be in the top 4.
It'll win. It's gonna win. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna win.
Call it.
Yeah, having the Mercury Star on it versus the Razor. Put it on the screen. So yeah, I mean, versus the Razor, I can easily see it beating the Razor.
That's a round one buy.
Yeah, that's a cleanup for the
it'll
Mercury
be
Star.
against it'll be against either the Gladius or the Saber. So I don't know how far it'll go.
And it'll be the Cuddy Black against the Retaliator. I see that one already.
No, the 600i is gonna be the Cuddy Black. I'll put money on that one.
Yeah,
You think so?
Right. It's going to. If it's fixed,
I mean, I wanted to.
It's gonna beat it.
I wanted to.
I'll put 500,000 AUC on it.
I mean, I'm throwing my money on it.
No, the only reason why I say that is because the 600i is quite possibly one of the most powerful combat ships in the game right now.
Oh, it is. And it's not a combat ship. That's the funny thing.
That's crazy. You would think that ship exists, you could put some better guns on the C2.
Hey,
the MSR
is a beast.
And now you're gonna get the 600i nerf. Then you're gonna get
CIG. If you're listening, you did not hear anything of what we just said.
Just give me some better guns, damn it, on my MSR, and I'll leave the 600 alone. Keep those big guns.
Let's go through this one by one. So the C2 are the ones between the Caterpillar and the C2. The Reclaimer is running from the Argamon and the Reclaimer. The Carrack Andromeda, people are saying the Andromeda may win because there's a backlash against the Carrack, or do you think the Carrack will pull through?
Well, if Jade says it's a backlash against the Carrack, it's possible because the MPUV is being tainted. Hardcore is being pushed out.
It's a substantial backlash too.
And the Constellation got a big buff this patch with the turrets, and it's become a very viable multi-cruise ship.
You know what I think will happen though? I think the Carrack will win the first round against the Andromeda, but then we'll lose against the MPV.
I think all of them are losing against the MPUV.
I don't think any ship has
MPUV all the way, huh? Okay.
MPUV.
It's going up against the Star Runner. It's going to be a hard press.
Yeah. All right. So next up we had the MPV versus the Mac. That's going to be the MPV.
Absolutely.
Then we have the Colorless Black versus the 600i. What do people think about that one?
600i. I'm quite sure of that.
I want the 600. I'm hoping it pulls through.
I mean, the Cuddy Black, I can see don't get me wrong, it's a good ship. I mean, pirates love them. It's a great drop ship in a way, but
600i village. It's only got that one skin, and you got to be like Legatus to use it.
Ooh.
I want my matte black.
Yeah, that gold trim.
The executive 600.
Oh, I don't want that one. I want matte black paint.
That's what it is. The executive 600 is matte black with gold trim.
Is there more gold, gray?
It's
gold.
It's matte. Yeah, or it's matte gray. It's a matte gray. Yeah, it's matte gray with gold trim. Is the executive 600.
Well,
It's like
I don't want to
charcoal
pay
gray. It's
25
almost
grand.
black.
Yeah. I don't want to pay 25 grand for a jet black 600. Come on, CIG.
I mean, the 600. I'm not.
background on the Twitch streams. You see the
Oh,
gold
yeah.
right there and
Mm.
down there.
Yeah, the 600 to me is for that size ship is just a med bed, even a tier 1 med bed short of being damn near a perfect ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
All
I
right.
don't know. Gold standard's coming. Who knows what's going to be in it?
Yes.
Who knows?
Well,
Lots
after
of
that we have-
rumors.
After that, we have the Retaliator bomber versus the Banner Defender. I don't know about that
Retaliator.
one. You think so?
Retaliate.
all the way.
No. I'm voting for the Bonnie
No.
Defender, and
But-
here's why. It doesn't
ahead,
have
go
a
ahead.
skin. It doesn't have a skin. I'm gonna vote for the Bonnie Defender because it has no skin.
I get you. I feel you on
Okay,
that
well,
one.
I get
Right?
I get it. You're voting. Your reason for voting, but what I think what we're looking at is who will win it though. Because to me, I think who will
Both.
win
We
it
talk about
be the
why you're
retaliator.
voting for what you're voting for too, or what,
Oh, both. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think to me, who I think will win with ship will be the retaliator. You know, especially with the what is it? I'm sorry again. The I'm forgetting what they call
Modularity?
it.
The
Yes,
modular pods.
modularity. Right. That
Mhm.
exactly. That coming up. Yeah, that's
I
a
agree.
big win for it.
And Xeno helped a lot with the Retaliator this year.
Yeah.
A lot of people used the Retaliator during Xeno Threat and Ninetales. It's going to be very popular.
They overused the Retaliator in that, man. They
Oh,
were
big
plugging it
time.
out. They were
Oh, yeah,
plugging it
people-
out, man. That
That's
damn
all you
interest
saw in
was
Xeno
spawn-
Threat.
Interest
Yeah.
was spawned and it will get deleted.
Exactly.
Hey,
Now
guys,
you know what?
slow
I'm
down. Slow
Now
down.
I'm gonna say I'm voting for the Retaliator because I didn't know that the Retaliator could actually be used as a torpedo itself. That front of that nose of that ship is really hard.
See, that's why I didn't want to vote be on your ship because you said that. I'm like,
I had no
I'll take someone
idea.
else's ship this time.
I had no idea you can use this thing as a spear.
It's not a hammerhead. You're not supposed to use it for ramming. That's what the hammerhead is for.
Well, in the true spirit of fighting Xenothreat, I'd used an alien ship during the first Xenothreat, during the last campaign of it, to help kill the Idris. I used that Banu Defender. So it's not a bad ship. And if you want to go up against people who hate aliens, vote for the ship that's made by aliens. That's what I say.
Oh, you're right about that. The Banu is an amazing ship. It really is. It's a great ship. It's a good fighter. I just think that the Retaliator's just going to take it just by an edge, unless a lot of love for Banu comes around this one. It's just a bad matchup. It really is.
I agree.
You know,
Dog Demon, I saw you in general. Did you want to bring it down?
Yeah, no, I'm cool. I was waiting patiently because I already know who's going to win it.
Who's going to win?
The cargo.
Yeah, that'd be like that.
I know, right?
For a simple reason, it's the meme, and the fact that they address that meme and one of the official Star Citizen things, you already know it's just gonna be a funny ha 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 meme, and I'm for it. I'm all for the cargo going all the way because it's gonna tilt a lot of the tryhard. It's gonna end up being the same thing where people got mad about the voting system for this game on who became president. It's just gonna be that
the Addison
2.0
thing.
Hey,
Yeah,
no
I actually
problem with
voted for
that.
Addison. I actually voted
Long
for
live Addison!
Thank you. I voted for Addison, and the day the results came in, I'm like, okay, it's probably going to cost again. And I'm sitting there drinking, and Addison wins, and I almost spit cake on my monitor. I'm like, what? Excuse me, my vote actually won that?
I was going into
Independent?
people's Twitch chats and just memeing the hell out of them, like,
Dude,
vote Addison. Like, if
Yep.
you want the AI blade sooner, vote Addison. I went to town.
Jade,
I voted for her too.
woman with class right there. And I just, in the best thing, I think it's going to come down to, and I'll put this there. It's going to come down to, I think there's going to be an upset. I'm going to call it now. I bet you, just because we have the alien ship and a lot of people getting their hands on a Banu, there's going to be an upset, and I feel the Retaliator is going to lose to the Banu, and then the Cutlass is going to be the Defender.
Yeah, the thing
Wow.
is, I don't think the Cutlass is going to win this year because the Cutlass won last year. We already had a skin last year.
But
So
compared to
Yeah, it's won 2
600i,
years
it's
in a
gonna
row.
go. I don't think the 600i is gonna beat it. I'll be hard pressed because the Cutlass, even though it won last year, people are gonna want more variants for it. Some people will be like, "Oh man, Cutlass is the hardcore ship," and they're gonna move it up. I think it's gonna make it to the semifinals, and then it's gonna get deleted by the Banu. And then Mercury Star Run is gonna win. This is gonna win. It's a staple ship.
Let's give everyone else in. Between the Mercury Star Runner and the Razor, anyone think the Razor is going to beat the MSR?
No.
Moving on.
It'll be the MSR. Yeah.
No,
I think Itali's gonna win.
And the Gladius is going to beat the Saber. The Saber sucks right now.
Yeah.
But see, you're going from a place of logic within the game. Think about people with aesthetic. But I do agree with you. I think the Gladius is going to win that.
No, the Gladius is one of the metas right now in small fighters. Right, you got the Gladius, you got the Arrow, and you got the Talon. So the Saber dropped out of that completely because it's just not maneuverable enough to keep up. It can't compete. You're nerfing yourself if you're flying one. So.
I mean, it's an alpha game. I still play the Super Hornet. I enjoy it. I know it's a medium fighter, but I'm
there with you. I play the Super Hornet too, and I managed to get the last 2 days to do the last 3 days to do it without dying in the Super Hornet. So I'm
and also, I mean, it's the meta now, but remember, the game is an alpha, which is why when people say meta this, meta that, I personally just go.
Well, that's why they run these every year, right? So this is to capture what people are thinking right now. There was a point in time when the Saber was the best flying ship in the game.
I remember you could pull up to a Saber with a Retaliator, and you just you might as well just run.
Now, how many? Answer the question for me. How many ships get a skin at the end of the best in show? Is it like the top 4, right?
You got to get to the final 4.
Okay, so we already know that it's going to be the Star Runner, possibly the Argo Cargo. Who else do we got up there?
C2.
Can you move it up a
C2.
little bit? Who's the cargo mole got to go after? Because I might put my. Okay. Oh, the Reclaimer is going to end up. Is the Reclaimer winning? Because I've voted.
The Reclaimer is winning right now
against the Argo.
Yeah.
So that'll go against the C2.
And the C2 is going to stomp it.
Yep.
C2 is going to stomp it. It's going to be the C2, the Carrack, the MSR, and the Argo Cargo. It's going to be.
And the MPUV is going to go against the Carrack. The MPUV will win against the Carrack.
Yeah, it's going to win.
That's going to happen.
Going to see it. Everyone there. I mean, look at Astropub already pushed for it.
They mentioned it in an ISC, or was it the Star?
It was ISC. It was inside Star Citizen. I mean, the fact that listen, I was there during that event. I was flying with Paul, and I kid you not, we're sitting there. I'm covering the Super Hornet. I'm like, Paul, what are you doing? He goes, I'm gonna stop it. And I kid you not, when he says he stopped the Idris from shooting its rail cannon with a mole or the cargo, he's not kidding. You hear it start doing its thing, and it just stops and just stares at him because he's blocking the pathing. And the AI just went, I can't shoot this. Something's in my way. And we're just
there
like,
you go. Most powerful ship in the game.
Are you joking me? He just stared down at Idris with the cargo and lived the first time. The second time he got shot.
Oh, okay.
It was really useful. It was really useful during Xenothreat too, because there was a bug where you could load cargo into the Argo Cargo and then put it in a ship that could quantum. So you could put the quantum sensitive cargo in it, and then go ahead and quantum wherever you needed to take it. To take it back to INS Jericho, and no explosions. So I think it's got an underground vote for usefulness there.
Jay, that's not a bug. That's a feature. That's a feature. But Dog Demon, I put the link in Twitch chat, so you can click and vote on it yourself.
Okay.
And anyone else can too.
Yeah, I hope the cargo wins because personal take here. I like things like this in tournament.
Thanks for the sub, Master.
Hey.
Snap.
I find tournaments like this to be fun because it's just supposed to be fun. People voting for the Saber thing. It's not even
we're having fun talking about it.
Yeah, it's just I really hope the cargo wins. Just because, for one, it'll just be funny, ha ha ha, hilarious, and everyone's gonna laugh, and they're gonna probably put some badass flame skins on it. It's gonna be like the cargo Inferno edition. Get your cargo across the space faster with new thrusters. Like they're gonna do something that's gonna look like one of the most badass skins in the game. I'm gonna call it now.
So,
J2 makes a good point. He said that it's about what ship you most love, and people love the Saber no matter what. But he's talking about just the love that people have for their ships.
Well, I would arguably say more people love the Gladius. I mean, there's so many people that have gotten to a Gladius and never gotten out of it, right? That is,
the aesthetic of it is nice.
I
The
never heard
Gladius
about that, but I'm in the wrong crowd, maybe. Because I still remember people loving the Saber. So maybe I'm thinking about the past.
Good point, Jade.
I kind of think the Tally might win it because if you look at what people were just using for the Xeno threat, and it's got all the the new patch, it increased it a lot. People and it has, I think it had more HP than the Hammerhead. So, and I mean, if this was the year that the Defender came out with the smash bam pow,
on cannons.
Well, I'm talking about the commercial that the Defender had, that came out like a year or two ago. I think that would have probably pushed it up, but it's like what's popular at that given time, and I think it's kind of. Maybe the Band Defender will win, but I think it's going to be a little bit tough, at least for that bracket.
If it still had those tachyon cannons it had when it first came out, it would definitely win.
Mm-hmm.
This whole bracket is trash because it doesn't have a 2-person hurricane on it, man. That's
it doesn't have a war.
Yeah, exactly. The dark horse ship of the CDF against Xenothreat was that hurricane.
Yeah. So, all I gotta say is you had your chance to promote the hurricane before this bracket went up. You had your chance.
Dude, the Vanguards don't even get any love. Like, I'm sorry,
because it's too many of them. It's too many of them, so the love gets spread out, and so it doesn't get concentrated.
There's only 4 variants.
Right, but look on this list. There are no ships on here with variants.
And the only reason why the Saber's on there though. Let's clear the air here for 1 second.
ST2 maybe, yeah.
No, I'm gonna tell you why the Saber's on this list. It's because there was another meme going to vote up the Saber Raven.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I know that.
They had to put a Saber in the contest for that reason.
Good point.
Hilarious.
Isn't the Saber Raven the one you can't get?
Yep. You could only get it if you bought an Octane drive.
SSD from Intel.
Yeah, I got one too.
Yeah, you win. I guess you win.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. It was a badass EMP ship when it came out. Then it got nerfed to hell and now it's useless.
People have one.
Oh yeah, I mean, I bought it when my pirate days, so it was like almost a necessity. I think we were ordered to buy it. I don't know.
All right, so stay tuned for next week where we'll continue on with these brackets and see which of our predictions are coming through and update our predictions as the ship showdown goes on.
It's going to be
interesting. Moving on to next, we have the roadmap for September 8th, 2021. Just say the release view to talk about the scoreboard UI improvement, commit the scoreboards in Arena Commander and Star Marine to work with building blocks. The new interface will give players real-time access to positions, name, rank, scores, objective, kill, dash, assist, and pin. So I'm glad that Arena Commander is getting some love. Anyone else?
Yes, I especially for my mercenary group, Arena Commander. I tell people like friends who are new, like, oh, I went to the PU. I'm like, stop, go to Arena Commander. People don't realize you get the best experience in this game in terms of understanding how your ship handles in Arena Commander, because when you die in Arena Commander, it only is like at worst 15 seconds and you're back in. In the PU, you die, you wake up in your bed, you go to the tram station.
Another 15 minutes before you get back in the ship.
You're going to be in there at least 20 minutes if we're not, if we're including the usual, what is it, the insurance time. So I'm glad that the Arena Commander is getting it. My only gripe with Arena Commander is like the size of the arena. I wish it was like 20 kilometers instead of 10.
It's getting
expanding.
I was going to say,
it's expanding, and that's going to make the new user experience, new player experience a lot better.
So they are expanding it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, huge.
I'm happy about that because it's too small. Like even me being in a heavy fighters can hang in dogfights, but when you start getting to turn battles, you're screwed with light fighters. At least with medium and heavy, they'll stand a snowball's chance when you can like lead the fight astray into your favor. But right now, it's just a playground for light fighters. So it's going to level the field out a bit more. That's going to be fun that you can at least give a chance to try a Retaliator. Because right now, putting a Retaliator in an Arena Commander is pretty redundant. There's no practicing with it. You're instantly within distance of the thing you're going to shoot at.
Speaking of
There's no pilot control guns.
Yeah,
exactly, too.
Yeah.
And speaking of Arena Commander, the next one is Pirate Swarm, Vandal Swarm improvement. A detailed rebalance of the waves in Arena Commander Pirate Swarm and Vandal Swarm modes, aiming for a more engaging player experience in these modes. I've completed Pirate Swarm. No, I've completed Vandal Swarm. I've yet to do Pirate Swarm, so I'm probably going to need like a wingman or a wing person or two to help me get to the last wave in that.
Can I say something real quick? You're talking about 3.4. You played Vandal Swarm with 3.14, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Pirate
Swarm.
Pirate Swarm in 3.14.
Okay, so you beat Pirate Swarm in 3.14.
No, I beat Pirate Swarm way back, 2016,
okay.
2015.
I'm gonna tell you now, and anyone in chat, anyone here can tell you, Pirate Swarm now, the ships bully you. They know. I was flying the Warden. I'm like, okay, let me do my time by Warden. Ha ha ha. I go up against a Pirate Gladius. That thing looked at me. I looked at it, and it just strafed me. And I'm like, is this a live player? Hold on, I
was going to say, that sounds like a player.
It wasn't a player. The AI literally stayed out of my turn radius and kept messing with me. And it shot off my engine. I'm sitting there turning. All of a sudden, I'm spinning out of control. I'm like, that Pirate Gladius just shot my engine off. And then when it did that, the what's the small little annoying ships? The Drake ship, the Mosquito with guns. What's it? Buccaneer? The Buccaneer swarmed me, but they didn't do the dumb thing where they fly straight at you. They strafe around you. So I'm scared to see what they're gonna do with an improved version of that.
That just shows that AI is incredibly powerful if they want it to be. And so people are always like, AI is not as good as a player. Yes, it is.
So we're saying it's powerful now before it gets better.
It's powerful now in the PU. It's just you can't have people on the server. If you have an empty server, AI is fantastic. And to go back to your point, Dog Demon, you talk about pirates, doing Vandal Swarm or whatever. The same thing goes with Star Marine, where you can just die and you wake up and you're 10 minutes you're back in the fight, which is why I like Star Marine, but they don't show it any love. So
I hope they do, because I'm not a boots on the ground boy, but people deserve that. I'm more of a pilot, but people deserve to be able to practice in a decent space where they can try to control it a bit better on what they do.
Like racing is a great way to learn how your ship handles, and especially in the Arena Commander.
Or racing in the Reclaimer.
Racing's still in the game.
Somebody's going to do it, Go Man. You know they will.
They still have.
I'll do it.
That map needs to be, revised because the flight model changes. But yeah, it's still there.
It's still there.
Go Man is going to be a racer to Reclaimer. It's just me. I'll race you. I'm just going to sit on you.
No, it's going to be like Mario Kart. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna make a joke. It's like, it's like Mario Kart, and all he's gonna do is just slam that ship into all the smaller ships. Can't use the race if there's no other racers. Oh, and everyone's dead, and just take his time, just flying around the course.
Stop blocking
the
path,
leader
Reclaimer.
the leader.
Alright, so next up we have these pieces have passed their final review for 3.15. For this reason, we updated these cards to committed and changed the color to blue. So there's active feature, personal inventory, tech healing TO, the NPC healing, physical local inventory support, asset manager mobiGlass app, doctor, nurse, AI behavior, Clear Life medical tool, Grey Cat multi-tool healing attachment, scoreboard UI improvement. So any of those back anyone?
Yeah, all the medical stuff. I'm very happy to see it all make it into we know it's going to be there. It's committed. So yeah.
The physical local inventory support is
going
to be huge. I mean, does that mean we no longer are going to be carrying around the magical pocket of holding where we can store all of our armors, guns, and ammo, med pens, multi-tools, and
It's going to be
other
a sad
gadgets?
time when that goes away.
I don't think it's a sad time. I think it's a time to rejoice and be like, yes, the game is closer to its vision of being immersive. Yeah.
I want to see the doctor and nurse interactions.
I just want to be able to put certain armors on ships. Like, hey, if I have I want to make sure I have a medium and a heavy armor stored on each ship, right? I want to, ships that I may go mining in. I need to make sure I have my Pembroke and my Novikov stored on those ships. I need to make sure I have guns stored in the gun racks and ammo stuck in the cargo boxes somewhere, so that I can rearm and get ready to go wherever I need to go from my ship or that I'm on. And if I'm going to go do a ground-based mission, I need to take the MSR. If I'm going to go, do the 890 jump mission, I need to take the Cuddy. I need to, because it's got what I need on there to be able to do this mission. That just adds another pasta fold to the whole gameplay.
You got to be prepared.
If you've ever made pasta, you know what I'm talking about.
I want to see the, you're talking about the armor and stuff like that. Like in the medical gameplay, it's like a medic doesn't carry like a saw or a machine gun in this case. They usually carry like a pistol. They might carry an M16 or an M4 or something like that. So I think if a medic has like a backpack that they have on, and that's their rule in a specific group, then I would like to see kits like that, so they can be more proficient and have the materials and supplies there to do their job at the most efficiently, and maybe have like a submachine gun or something like that. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I know they have like
combat medics right now are full. Combat medics are they carry a pouch and they have special training, right? But they carry full armament as everybody else out there. But they have the ability to do stuff. Now they may have to trade off like a secondary weapon slot or something like that for a lot of them. Yeah, I'm gonna carry my medical stuff and my guns.
Well, see, my thing is I'm looking forward to the doctor and nurse AI behaviors, because I want to know if I'm in the hospital, right? And the doctor comes up and you say to the doctor, "Hey, doc, give it to me straight." Well, he says, "Well, look, we had to amputate your leg." Well, I just came in here for a paper cut.
Sorry, you're losing your leg, sir.
Your insurance will cover the.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious what the behavior is going to be.
When you go to Maria Pure of Heart in Loreville, that's what happens. See, they'll sell your limbs to Hurston Corporation.
I'm never going anywhere near Loreville.
What they really
dynamics.
What they really mean is they're going to have a Grey's Anatomy going on in there.
Oh my God!
Never mind. I'll go to Loreville. Never mind.
All the doctors
don't knock that show.
All the doctors and nurses are going to be in the on-call room.
I don't need doctors making out on me and having a mental breakdown about the relationship in front of me while I'm bleeding out. No, thank you.
Right.
No, Fish, for you, it won't be an amputation. It'll be like the doctor or nurse coming in and snapping on a rubber glove and say, "Turn around and cough."
Oh my goodness! I thought y'all would have been more like General Hospital,
Okay, so due to the aforementioned changes in release strategy, these features will require additional time from the Persistent Universe team to implement. To learn more about these changes, be sure to watch last Friday's STAR Citizen Live with Tyra, which takes a deep dive into the core gameplay release cadence and shed some light on how these changes positively impact the verse. Therefore, the following features have been either moved to a new release window or removed temporarily while their schedules are locked down. So move to 3.18. FPS radar and scanning, active feature EVA T2, hacking tech, GOG push and pull. Remove temporarily in order to reschedule, cutting T2, weapon charge drain TO tech. Anyone disappointed?
No.
So long as my space A10 does not get removed, I'm good.
At least they're not moving into the ship. Sorry, go ahead, Jade.
Sure. Out of these, the two things that I'm not disappointed because I mean this is expected, right? Anybody who's followed the development for more than a year understands things get pushed and pulled around on the roadmap. But the things that I wish had somehow stuck around was the FPS radar and scanning. And
Yes.
because I think it's going to be hella useful for Jumptown too, if like that was still a thing when it came out. And for a totally different reason, zero G push and pull, and I'm gonna call this out because there's right now a debate about whether there's if you're flying a ship in space right now, there's like this drag, right? Where if you go into decouple, your ship's gonna slow down. Now, there was an issue council post on it, and somebody from the dev team said it's not a bug. I disagree. I think there may have been a miscommunication because at a higher level, they've communicated in the past that indeed is a bug. And it's just one of those things that comes back again and again every now and then. But that zero G push and pull will allow you to basically be decoupled in your spacesuit. So I kind of wish that had stayed just so that we could get clarity on what's going on with ships slowing down and decoupled.
I just gotta say one thing. You don't really need scanning for Jumptown. All you gotta say in chat is Jumptown safe, and then you're good.
Schrodinger's Jumptown.
Bro, if you say Jumptown safe and someone says yes, don't believe it. Jumptown never safe. What you mean? Is Jumptown safe?
As soon as you ask if Jumptown safe, it's inherently not safe. It's like quantum.
It's not. Don't
mechanics.
ever ask that because the people are like, "Oh, Jumptown, let's go." I don't even like when I went the original Jumptown. I would never ask. I'd be like, "I'm just gonna roll up on it."
Nope. You just roll up in quiet and silence. Don't ask. Don't look to even try to be there that long either.
Well, don't forget this is going to be mission based now.
For me though, I actually would though, because I would ask if Jumptown safe, so I could start a war.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
See,
has anyone ever
that's what I was saying.
Got their business done in Jumptown? They're leaving, and then say in chat Jumptown safe, just to troll because you're already done. So
I had a full caterpillar of Widow on my way to Liefx, and I'd just taken off, and I looked. I always would keep local chat open specifically for that reason. I looked, and somebody's like, "JT safe," and I look around me, and here comes ships on radar. I got the hell out of there as fast as possible.
No.
okay. So any other thoughts about anything that's been moved or temporarily rescheduled? I don't have anything. The hacking. I'm kind of looking forward to hacking, so I'm kind of disappointed with that one, but it's been moved and not, rescheduled. Cause, yeah.
I think they put and kept in the most important things that they needed to, and the other things are just secondary. Like, how far is hacking going to get right now? I don't know. Zero G push and pull? We're kind of close to that anyway, but I could see where it's going to be more of a feature. EVA, same thing. It kind of goes along with the zero G. I do agree with Jade. FPS radar and scanning would be nice to have, especially if you're driving a vehicle on the ground or
Daymar Rally.
Like that. I mean, really, that would be awesome. But as far as everything else, I think they left the best parts in and moved what they needed to move to different patches for later, and it's just fine. It's just how development goes, like Jade said.
Yep. Exactly.
I hope them pushing FPS radar and scanning doesn't mean they're not continually trying to fix the broken ship radar and scanning.
No, I agree.
I was hoping that FPS radar and scanning coming in 3.15 means that they were actually going to be looking at radar and scanning the whole to actually make it not as buggy as it is now. I mean, ask any miner. Especially like rock miners, man, it is ridiculous. You got to literally be on top of the rocks for them to even show up.
Oh yeah, you do. It's hard.
You can't fly and scan around and go investigate, and no, you can't do that. You have to be within 1,000 meters of the rocks for them to even pop up on your and scans do nothing to help detect.
If you see the little marker,
an Animus missile launcher, you have to be like, I think within 500. Let's not even 500 meters. for you to get a lock. You can see the ship and you're still not locked on it.
Yeah, so they need to. I was hoping that this would bring those quality of life fixes. So my hope is that they don't stop work on that, or they don't push that out to 318 as well.
Right.
But like I think it was J2 Smiling Viking said, man, even the stuff that is committed, man, this is going to be a rather huge patch. This isn't. I mean, even the stuff that's still in the game, it still has been committed, is completely game changing. Adding, the medical gameplay as well as the physicalized and local inventory.
Yep.
That is, all new ball game here. It's everything is different. No more can you backspace your way out of any bad situation. Right?
Oh, people are gonna be so mad.
Dude, when I'm in
the salt must flow.
Oh,
and I'm not even.
man.
I love dogfighting, but again, as you heard me earlier, I don't give a crap about meta. I dogfight for fun. Even if my ship is horribly underpowered, it's going to lose the fight. I have fun giving an attempt and seeing how it handles. But so many times I'm about to I'm holding on with just a little bit of breath. That other person just dips and just disconnects and blows up. It's like, are you did you really just, bruh? Like, that's not even fun.
Yeah, well, backspace solves all problems right now in the game. But yeah,
for another couple months, people, or
Yeah.
about another month. That's all you get.
Wait, guys, shh, you hear that? I hear the screams of people petitioning to keep it in the game, and CIG not doing it. Their screams is horrid. They're screeching. Their threats of not buying the game and playing it anymore. Oh no! So anyway,
no! Von Cody said that's a lot of features committed. There are miracles. So
it really is.
People forget this. They'll remember when stuff gets taken away, like I said, but they won't remember that all this stuff got committed to 315.
Yep.
3.0 has been one of the most interesting patches. I know a lot of people, especially I played during the 2.0 days and stuff like that. I got in Star Citizen, I think, when 2.0 was in its mid. Because if I played this in 2015 going into 16, what patch cycle was that? I'm trying to remember what that was. I know that was in the 2.0 area, probably. Or before.
May have been 2.6.
Yeah,
2.7.
Yeah. But people don't realize how much progress has been made in that amount of time. Going a couple of years back, we weren't even able to land on any planets at all outside of Hurston.
None
at all. I remember that when you got sent to Grimhex, it was good luck, have fun getting to your ship before someone kills you. And I remember I got a crime stat by complete accident. I walk out the door and people are just absolutely murdering each other.
I missed that.
Me too. It was just so much trying to get to the ship. I see a guy come around the corner, drop a guy, get in the ship, and as he's taking off, a Gladius just careens out of nowhere and slams into it. It was just anarchy, and I'm like, whoa.
Everything about the changes they've made to Grimhex make it feel way less dangerous than back in those days. It's well lit now inside. It looks cleaner.
The Chum Bucket was original 2.0 days, and Weenie Hunt Junior is what Grimhex is now. People don't
exactly.
understand.
Anybody who wasn't around in 2.6, Grimhex was really dirty. It was dark inside. And you felt like you were going to get killed if you even walked out onto the pads. There were no hangars, right? So your ship would be on a pad.
The second you walk out the door, Armistice Zone was on. I see people gun each other down at the door.
Yeah, and there was a bug. Remember the bug at the bottom of the stairs? Right. You could fire on people inside Grimhex.
It was so bad. I miss it. I miss it so much.
You guys are old.
I voted those areas back in the day, so I didn't really experience. I would view more of a arena commander person when PU first started, so I didn't experience that, thankfully, because that doesn't sound fun to me. How did you get out? Did you just had to log out of your server and come out to your server and hope that
No, you ran the gauntlet. It was
You ran the
gameplay.
gauntlet.
You found a way. Like I would take that little back door. I'd EVA out,
Mhm.
and like either have somebody pick me up or just wait for them to go away and then go back in and respawn my ship. Because if you spawn a ship, they'd just destroy it. There was nothing you could do. You just watch your ship explode and them laughing in chat. So you go back in, do it again. And it didn't matter. Fastcart, you could go to another server, but this gameplay took place across servers. It was just what people did.
All right, that's not. Glad I wasn't there for that one. That didn't sound fun to me, but I can see how it would be fun for other people. So we got one more thing before we get to this week's ISC, and that is the Lawmakers community questions. Now, there's a whole lot of stuff in here. I didn't get a chance to go through these. Did anyone else in here get a chance to go through these? Or some of them?
I went
I'll
through
listen
it
to
a little.
Astro Pub talk about it later in an audiobook form.
I went through it.
Jade?
Yeah. In my org, one of the other leaders was asking me about this. She asked me what I thought and felt about the fact that they've like anthropomorphized sentience. So like basically this Fair Chance Act, as we used to understand it covered all sentient species. But it seems like the UE has a different idea of sentience even than like we have now, right? So like dolphins would be protected now, but they wouldn't be protected under the Fair Chance Act. They wouldn't be considered sentient. So it's almost like they've regressed, but it kind of makes sense if you look at the UE lore and their history. The rights of species other than humans were like very low priority under the Messers. I mean, they didn't really care, and they wanted to basically win against alien species, and if that meant corporations terraform planets with sentient species, like it happened at Guaranteed, they'd look the other way. So it kind of makes sense in the lore that they have a less enlightened view of sentience than we do in our present day real world now.
Okay.
Nice.
Did anything else hop out anyone for the Lawmakers communication? I wish I had time to go through these.
Which means I need to read.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm scrolling through this. There's like pages and pages of stuff.
But lore comes so quick. Like the lore comes so fast sometimes.
Yeah.
Like lore will just pop up. You have no idea where it came from. It's like, whoa, where did this come from?
Like this artificial intelligence politics secret. This question about the AI ban. I was interested in that one. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole thing before the show, but it's interesting. So if anyone want to take a look, I put the link in the Twitch chat. So
that colony ship story was sad.
Say it again.
The colony ship story was really sad.
The thing is that this is the one part of Star Citizen lore that I feel is weak. Because they've had 3 incidents, maybe 4. None of those, if it happened in our real life, would they stop AI research. We lost 2 space shuttles. We're still going into space. The Russians lost plenty of spacecraft. They're still going into space. Losing a colony ship on its first on humanity's first interstellar mission, that was probably if it were the real world, that would be half expected. I mean, very low chance of success. The car incident, if you read about the Lemming car incident, it's basically the AI on these cars just basically like caused a big pileup. We have worse auto accidents right now in real life. Mars tragedy is only half attributed to AI. So I think this section of lore, they would stand to maybe strengthen it with something way more tragic. Not so much more tragic, but something that's way more like shocking than any of these things. Because, like I said, if any of these things happened in our real, or the equivalent happened in our real world now, we wouldn't stop AI research.
Yeah. I have to agree with that. I was more talking about it being sad of like that they didn't get the proper like the closure. They don't know what happened to it, and we still don't to this day. Like, we found bits and pieces of it, but we still don't know. Like, it's just a more mystery of damn. Like, all those people just poof gone is more sad.
I hope that we can find them.
That'd be kind of cool in game. You can find it.
Yeah, like for explorers, that would be that would be a great in-game thing for exploration. Is go find a go find Artemis somewhere.
Yeah,
I think AI hasn't gone out of control really because John Connor works for the UEE, and AI doesn't want
to. I don't want to try.
I get that reference.
Okay, Steve Rogers.
Oh, by the way, we did miss August 29th. I meant to do something for that show.
Oh, wow. CC Creator. CC Creator, thank you for the sub.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it very much.
I got a good sub. Hey.
And thank you all the new subs.
Yeah. I didn't even know I was getting it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You guys weren't already subbed? Shame on you.
Wow.
I've never had Amazon Prime in my life.
Okay. So convenient. I can imagine my life without Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime. Give me a free sub for that promotion, okay? No, I'm joking. We're not sponsored.
Bezos is like, resistance is futile.
Jeff Bezos is like, give me that.
You will be assimilated.
Right.
Yeah, that too. All right, so next up we have this week Inside Star Citizen, and the title is Dealing with Healing.
Can we get a link?
Check this out.
Good one.
And by the way, if anyone if anyone in Twitch chat wants to join us, click the Discord link below. We can drag it down. You can join in the discussion.
Alpha 315 brings with it some of the biggest and most life-altering changes to hit the persistent universe since 3.0, as the core gameplay pillar introduces two new aspects essential to realizing the vision Chris Roberts once referred to as death of a spaceman. Now, for this reason, this episode focuses entirely on the addition of injury and healing, which will change the way that players live and die in the persistent universe from Alpha 315 and beyond.
There's supposed to be consequence to death. Do I want to just bleed out and die? There's supposed to be a fear of death itself. I think it's not just a case of how I'm going to be healing myself, it's a case of who's going to come and save me if I go down.
315 is going to bring the next major step in realizing the vision that Chris Roberts had, and that is you are this lone explorer that is venturing forth into the unknown. The new mechanics and systems that we're introducing in 315 around healing and death of a spaceman introduces the risk part of that exploration.
Thank you, AMR.
Pretty much 99% of the times where you would have died in Star Citizen before, now you go into a down state. And a down state is a unconscious, incapacitated state that allows other players to come and rescue you. But when you do come back, you may come back with a very severe injury. So the injuries that you can come back with, you can range all the way from a traumatic head injury, a chest, severe chest injury or chest wound. You've got broken arms, and probably the most severe is broken legs.
Each injury per body part comes with different symptoms, and as you accrue more severe injuries, your symptoms increase, the severity of the symptoms increase. With the head, it's mostly visual effects, so as you take injuries, your eyes sort of get very detached from your retinas and whatnot, and what you can see starts to become impeded.
And we actually call this blood vision, and it's actually not what you'd expect in terms of blood speckling on. It's actually the delamination or the separation of your cornea on your eye.
Also, force reactions, that comes into play. So the more severe your head injury, the more you react to those. So to start off with, it's the same as usual, standard functionality. But when you have the most severe injury, a strong breeze is going to knock you over. And then also we have the chest. So moving on to that, you have reduced stamina, so you can't run as fast. or for as long, rather.
The main progression of the chest is that you start to suffer in terms of your overall general health. And also at the top end as well, you're in kind of like a weakened state. You trigger a hurt locomotion, so you can't really, you're not as flexible and mobile as you previously were. And where the arms starts to go is that you start to have increased weapon sway. You can't carry as heavy objects. And on the most severe arm injuries, you actually have broken arms.
That prevents you from climbing ladders. It prevents you from carrying heavy objects, so you might bend over, pick up a 200 box, and then immediately drop it.
And when we have broken arms, essentially we allow the player to do what we call one-shot actions. So for example, pull the trigger on their gun.
So you can fire your weapon, but after that you're going to be forced to drop into low carry. And then moving on to legs. Obviously if you've got a broken leg, that doesn't really help you with traversal. And when you get to that severe state, we put you into prone lock, so you have to crawl everywhere.
It's going to be a severe state, and it's not going to be something that you're going to want to happen at the bottom of a cave. So if you do receive an injury out and about, what can you do? How can you help yourself? Obviously, you can have medical pens. So medical pens are what you're using right now. They heal your health, and they still remain to heal your health. They won't heal it as much as previously, where it was just a one-shot, heal all, reset back to full health, you're pristine. They just bring back your health back to where it can be, depending on what injury you've received. The other thing that you can do, depending on the injury, is you can take one of 5 drugs that we're introducing into the patch. And they treat different symptoms. So some might treat muscle fatigue, some might treat pain relief, some might treat other things like headaches and so on and so forth.
Their function is to mask symptoms, and those symptoms are masked for a specific duration. And the duration is based on the dosage that you apply, and also the method of applying them. So we have the med pens, we've got the med gun, the multi-tool healing attachment, and then we've also got the med beds. The efficacy of all of those increase. Sort of, we go up in efficacy from pen to sort of gadget to med bed. When you give yourself any sort of drug, so that's healing or masking symptoms, you're increasing your blood drug level. It's also alcohol, so that ups your drug level as well. And as your blood drug level increases, you'll start to reach thresholds where you start to see visual effects, so blurry vision, muffled audio, that kind of thing. And then as you progress through that further, you'll start to enter drunk locomotion mode. And that's, as you might imagine, staggering around, looking rather drunk. If you reach 100% on your BDL bar, that results in you entering an overdose state. Now, this is similar to an incapacitated state in that you can't move, you're in ragdoll, you're seeing the screen fade in and out. But the main difference is that your blood drug level does decay. So as long as you don't suffer damage enough to send you into an incapacitated state and then eventually death, you will come out of the overdose state automatically.
So this is what leads to the next stage of relief. How do I cure the symptoms or injuries that I've received? You can only cure those injuries based on going to a medical facility or a medical bed. And depending on the severity of that injury will dictate which facility you need to go to.
Now, it's not a one bed fixes all. Not all beds are made equal. We have the Cutlass, which is a tier 3 facility, and that can remove minor injuries, so that the least worst of the injuries. You've then got the Carrick and 890, they're tier 2. They can relieve minor and moderate injuries. We'll also have rest stops. They'll have clinics within them, and they'll also be able to, they're tier 2 facilities, so they'll be able to heal moderate and minor injuries. And then the creme de la creme, which is tier 1, you'll find those in hospitals, and those can remove any injuries. So we've talked downstate, we've talked injuries, and we've talked treatment. But what happens when the worst occurs and you die? So previously, or currently, you respawn in a hab. That's out the window now. Now you respawn in a medbed. There's numerous locations that have medbeds, so that's hospitals, that's clinics, Carrick, 890, Those are the ships you can respawn in, at least the Cutlass you can't. Your default respawn location is actually set as your home location.
So when you log in now on 3.15, you'll be asked to choose your home residence. This home residence will become your home regeneration point. And this is what the main area that you have will be dictated to that hospital. If a landing zone has a hospital associated with it, then that hospital will become your main regeneration point. If you choose a landing zone that doesn't have a hospital associated with it right now for 3.15, but will do in the future, it will associate the nearest hospital to that landing zone. And you will be given that information before you log in, and you have to confirm that. If you die and your regeneration point is not available, so for example, you set your regeneration point inside your Carrack and you're flying your Carrack and your Carrack blows up, you will then regenerate at your home resident. So that is the original hospital location that you spawned at. When you are incapacitated, before you fully die and regenerate, you will have a significant period of time to wait it out for people to be able to come and rescue you. Now, clearly, if you've taken a severe amount of damage, that time is going to be less. And if you've taken a moderate amount of damage, that time is going to be greater. But we're talking, in the half an hour, 2-hour range where, there should be plenty of time for somebody to come and rescue you. Clearly, if somebody's there still damaging you while you're in the down state, they can essentially coup de grace you, they can execute you, and you will be forced to regenerate. But we are giving the player enough opportunity to try and wait it out. If players don't want to wait it out, and that is their choice, then they can choose to regenerate immediately. And the one thing that we do want to call out is if you do regenerate, then you will leave behind all of your items and gear that's on you right now, but we can talk about that next week. So we still have a significant amount of actor status related gameplay that is going to come later, but this is just to let people know that, we're going to put this out, understand, measure, get feedback, and then shape it into something that is what everybody wants, that what we want it to be, that is this true vision of Star Citizen. So this is just the next step, but it is a big one.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that the daily cycle of death and respawn is changing to healing and injury. The new treatment options mean new gameplay opportunities for field medics and the like. And that when you do die, the impact will be felt greater than before because of inventory changes we'll be discussing next week. Now, don't forget, Ship Showdown is happening right now, where you can vote in the top 16 and determine who the winner will be, and the Digital CitizenCon video contest is almost over, so don't miss your last chance to get your submissions in. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you all next week.
All right, so I think the most important thing about that is the Ship Showdown. So let's talk about the Ship Showdown again. No, I'm kidding. Chat was topping during that ISC. I don't think I've ever seen chat that active before doing ISC. It's great. So I moved around to the topic that I wanted to talk about. So people were talking about where you're going to choose your home residence in chat. So let's talk about that here first. Where are you going to choose your home residence? You have the choices of Orison, Lorville, Area 18, or New Babbage. So let's go in order, starting with Admiral Kusanagi.
New Babbage.
Why?
That's the snowy one, right? Yeah, New Babbage.
And why?
Was that Microtech? Yeah, same place, Microtech.
Yeah, Microtech.
They have why? Because they just seem to have everything there. I mean, it's like going to an Apple store. It doesn't have guns right now, but I kind of think in the future that might change. So yeah.
I bet. I thought I had the thing running on loop. So okay, Dark Knight. What are your choices? Again, Orison, Norville, Area 18, New Babbage.
Okay, so I have a feeling that Area 18 is most likely going to be my home. Yes, I love Orison. It's beautiful. But Orison is probably too expensive for me. I'll be living at Area 18. But unfortunately, there's no hospital. So the hospital is probably most likely, and I was actually discussing this in chat, I think for Lorville and Area 18, I think New Babbage is going to be the spawn hospital, just because they're so close. But I don't know. Area 18 might go to Orison. Who knows? But I'll choose Area 18, but I'll most likely be going to either Orison or I have no idea. I have no idea. But New Babbage is great, but the only problem I'm having right now is I'm getting single-digit frame rates at New Babbage. I don't know if anybody is experiencing this at all, but it's horrible. I can go to Orison and I'm getting 30 frames a second. I step into New Babbage, I get 6. I don't know what's going on, but something's wrong. I'm not choosing New Babbage as my spawn point. Never.
That's fair
Not
enough.
right
Fair
now.
enough. Dog Demon, how about you?
So you said Area 18 does. I thought Area 18 does have a hospital.
It has one, but not right now. Not in this next patch.
Okay, when it does Area 18, aesthetically, I like cities, and I like the song for Area 18, and I like the story of Area 18. So yeah, gonna be there.
Okay. Face to face.
Me, I want to say right now I'll have to choose New Babbage, simply because it's the only one that you can basically have almost like a one-stop shop to get everything out of. But I agree, I would want to try to, go like Area 18 or Lorville,
Going back to
right
point,
now.
sorry, we're going back to point, Dog Demon. Area 18 and Louisville hospitals coming in December according to Black Intellect. So December.
Oh, okay. Well, when it gets in there, I love it. I love cityscapes and just the construction of cities. So yeah, that's gonna be mine.
I'll see you at G-Lope.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Reason why
And it
I
has
would say for
guns.
me.
Guns.
Fish, did you finish your point?
No, I was just gonna say reason why I was choose my spawn point
Thank you, Mosetta.
at Lorville, simply because everybody is going to go to everywhere else. That's why I assume.
Thank you for the 100 bit,
Lorville doesn't
Master.
have
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mosetta.
Okay, cool. Sorry for talking over you.
No.
Go, Mab. How about you?
I'm probably right now in the beginning, I'm going to follow the crowd to do Babbage, simply because New Babbage, you can get out of Atmo relatively easily and quickly. That's the only reason why I wouldn't set it at Orison. Just getting back, if you are regenerating and waking up in a hospital, you've had a bad day, right? And you probably want to get your stuff together and get back out there, maybe to go and, recover your old ship or recover some stuff off of your body before it gets picked clean. You may be able to go get your armor and guns back off of the previous husk of your soul that is no longer being occupied. So, the simple fact that it takes about 10 minutes to get out of the atmosphere of Orison, that just makes that a very punishing.
Yeah, does anyone go to Orison other than Dark Knight? Because that's where he gets good frame per second.
I like flying around Orison because it's beautiful. It's in the sky too. That's my second favorite place. So.
Okay. Gomez, can you lower your camera a little bit to give me less head space? Thank you. That's a little bit.
All right.
No problem.
Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
Right.
Jade, how about you? What are your choices? Orison, Lordville, Area 18, New Babbage.
Just try not to drift on camera.
Sorry, I had jumped in.
Put it in the paper
early
bag.
at the top of the question, but New Babbage, because of all the reasons that GoMab said, getting out of Atmo, especially if you take something small and fast like a 85X, you're up at you're up in space from New Babbage pretty quickly. As far as cityscapes, New Babbage is a much more beautiful city than Area 18 and all the areas on ArtCore. I also like the fact that Microtech treats their employees well. ArtCore doesn't. They're tied with Hurston as the worst employer in the universe. So you might like it because it's like Manhattan, but that city does not love you back.
So I'm not going to argue. I'm not trying to argue. I just want a clarification. So you like New Babbage? You think New Babbage is more beautiful than Orison?
Absolutely. I mean, look at it. More. No, I didn't say Orson. I said Area 18.
My
It's a
bad.
tie.
I heard.
When it comes to New Babbage versus Orson, that's a tie.
Okay.
I mean, because one is beautiful and green and lush, but it's it's floating in the sky, which is also amazing. But then the other one's like this frozen, like just really super high tech city that I couldn't choose between those two cities. They're too pretty. So it's a tie.
Okay. All right. Pops, how about you, man?
Yeah. I guess well, let me ask you a question. Can you change location every time you log in?
Good question.
That's a good question.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Assuming you can't. Assuming you
doubt
can't.
it.
Yeah. Assume you can't.
Assume you can. Well, it depends on what I'm doing, what my the people I'm playing with, what we're doing, where I would look.
Okay, so what are your choices between then, like the top two?
I would probably say New Babbage because of the the convenience of the shops and things that are there in case I need to buy anything. Then I guess after that I would pick maybe Orison because it's on the other side, close to the other end. I guess I consider that the other end, the two opposite ends.
Okay. For me, my choice, my home spawn point will be New Babbage. Not because I'm going with the crowd, because I mean I picked New Babbage before I heard what everyone else was going to say. But I like the area. I like Michael Tech. You can buy almost anything you want there. Orison is nice. It would be my second choice, but like everyone else says, it takes forever to get out of Orison atmosphere. So New Babbage for me. All right, so going next, what do people think about everything else that was covered in this week ISC? Let's go in reverse order. Pop, what do you think of anything else pop out at you in this ISC?
I mean, medical gameplay is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be, like they said, it's a game changer. It's going to change everything. One of the things I really noticed that I did like is the animation of, when you get hurt. Some of the best I've seen for that type of animation.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, I was just thinking about when the Soul Citizens had a big PvP like battle thing, and I was thinking about how different that would have been had we had this medical gameplay. So now you're gonna actually have to have people who are like dedicated medics when you do these kind of things in the universe, and that is awesome. I can't wait. I'm very happy about it.
Okay, Black Intellect said you can change the default home. I saw the button in the video. I missed that. Thank you, Black Intellect.
Okay.
Go Mab. Anything jump out at you?
Yeah, a couple things. 890 Jump and the Carrack are going to be the only two ships right now that you'll be able to actually respawn in. Cuddy Red, you're out of luck. It's only going to be the Cuddy Red is going to be a tier 3 med beds. The 890 and the Carrack are going to be tier 2s, and the hospitals will be tier 1s. I foresee tons of tweaking and going back to the drawing board and fixing of the injuries and types of injuries you can repair at each one. What they did not say, but what I was hoping to hear or at least find out about is whether or not you'll be able to stabilize yourself at a med bed that may be lower than. Oh snap! Zero State, man. Thanks for the raid, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zero State.
Thank you,
for the
Zero
raid.
State. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone.
Zero State.
Welcome.
We just want to say that we're going over this week. Today's ISC. We already covered where people were going to set that spawn point. The predominant winner is New Babbage, and now we're going over the rest of ISC. So
yeah,
go ahead, go Map.
Yeah, so I foresee them tweaking what types of injuries can be, healed at different beds, and I would like to see stabilization type gameplay where, like, hey, look, if you're bleeding out because you got a gaping hole in you, maybe somebody can come up with a med gun or get you to a tier 3 med bed to kind of stop the bleeding, but the injury still persists. So maybe it gives you back a certain amount of life, and slows your tick down, considerably until you can get to a tier 2 or a tier 3 or tier 1 medical bed. I don't know. I just didn't see anything specifically about stabilization and transport for medical care. So I'd like to see more about that. Also, I mean, I hope they go ahead and fix the random bug that I think we've all experienced, where we become like 1,000 pounds, and when you step off of your ship's like ramp or something, you damage your ship and yourself. You fall down, you break your legs and crazy stuff, and hopefully hopefully that's not what's going to be sending a lot of us to these med beds on some stupid stuff like that, right? Where you
I think that's just the spaceship telling you that the suit that you're wearing makes your butt look big. I think that's all that is.
Well, yeah, that too is a possibility, but they need to fix that. Otherwise there'll be a lot of people in those med beds.
Hey, they'll get plenty of chance to test it out and tweak it and make fixes as they go along, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to see it. Like I said before, this medical gameplay is going to be a complete game changer. Like, not hyperbole meant there at all, but it's just like it's going to change how you approach the game completely. Before it's kind of like, oh, I don't want to die. Let me park a Cuddy Red over here, and at least I can set my spawn point and get right back into the fight. Well, if you don't have anything, if you don't have a Carrack or an 890 USOL on that one, you don't have that luxury. You can't just do solo bunker missions with a Cuddy Red anymore and have safety. You can't, but you can't. But I said you can't do it and have that safety valve sitting up on the surface where you miss something, they shoot you, you just spawn there and go back and continue clearing. You got to bring down a Carrack or something. So,
okay.
I kind of hope they had removed respawning from all beds except for hospitals, but let's see what they do.
That's down the line, but okay. Well, what about the Endeavor or the Apollo?
Yeah, any Hope class. Well, those Hope class should be hospitals equivalent, right?
All right. Okay, cool. Face to face, got a question for you. So, in addition to what you thought about the rest of ISC, they said that your downtime when you get injured, it could take like maybe half hour, or 2 hours of waiting before you regenerate if you choose to wait to get rescued. What are your thoughts about that?
I think that's cool though. I mean, because it makes you think better. It makes you think about what you're about to do and what you're about to get into. Also, it makes you think about.
Or would you like it longer, or would you like it shorter?
I think that's fairly reasonable. I mean, you have to really think about people being in your party. You're not going to go out alone now. So that makes you think about partying up and making sure people, you're in communication with them in case you go down, so a way that you don't have to, suffer that downtime. So,
did anything else stick out at you from ISC this week?
Yeah, I would have to say. I mean, I like everything that I've seen. The only thing I'm kind of nitpicking here, though, is that when you talked about going into a prone state, I would like to have seen the animation be a little bit better, because I mean they're still crawling. If your leg is broke, you're not going to crawl like that.
I mean, this game is
I'm kind of nitpicking.
I'm nitpicking. You just want that one more thing.
Like I said again, I'm nitpicking. I'm kind of poking at it, but I mean, it's cool. It is cool.
All right. So Dark Knight, they showed up all those drugs that they popped up on the screen. I looked at it and saw that's way too much. There's too much like real life. Whittle it down some, like maybe 4 or 5, but they had like 6, 7, 8 up on there. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, first, people aren't going to have any clue of what to do. So you're going to see people die all over the place. And I said to chat, I'm going to sit outside of Orison Hospital with a bowl of popcorn and a bottle of tequila and just wait for salt to come flying out. Because people are going to be so mad about not being able to respawn immediately where they are or in the Cuddy Red. And all of the drug things that they're going to have to deal with treating different ailments and knowing which one works with what. It's just going to be incredible. There's going to be so many people out there calling for help, trying to figure out what to do next. Mad as hell because they just died and they've been doing this for the last 20 times throughout the game, throughout the day. It's going to be very interesting to see how this comes apart. But as far as the drugs go, I'm looking forward to see how people walking around drunk out of G-Log Bar at Area 18. I think that's just going to be the funniest thing, and I just have some, whatever stimulant you need to fix them up for a fee.
Yeah, they just showed the drugs on screen. I thought I saw more than 5. There's only 5.
It was about 6 at least.
No, it was 5.
Was it 5? Was it 5? Yeah. Okay.
But it seemed even that seemed compared to what we have now. I think that's going to be jarring, to say the least.
Hey, Rye.
Yeah, I think it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it is.
When you're panicking, your health is ticking down. Yeah. You got 13, 12, 11. You got 10%. You better hope you grab the right thing. And that's going to be that could be punishing.
Yeah, that's gonna be messed up for me because I don't have precise movement of my mouse, so I'm trying to pixel hunt for that right drug. I'm gonna die. I'm just no.
So Lex said the funniest thing he said. I want to walk around injecting random strangers with drugs. Nice.
Anything else stick out with you on Dark Knight?
No. Other than that, I mean, I think it's great that we're going to see this medical gameplay come in. And see all of these facets. It's going to change the game big time. Some people are going to like it, some people are not, but this is how we weed out the crowd. The people who are more hardcore in this game and those that are just a little more casual. There's just going to be the separation. It's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger, as far as it goes. But I love this idea of gameplay. I love this medical thing. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. One word of caution. Go ahead.
One more thing. Yeah,
go ahead.
Is that it's gonna push a lot of people that think they're gonna be lone wolves in the game. It's gonna push them to join an org because if they're out mining or something happens to them, they've got nobody to rescue them. And if you put it in chat, come rescue, you don't know who's gonna show up.
Right.
So,
right.
You're not gonna have these friends. You are not gonna know. So,
they'll say, "I'll come help you with the bullet."
No, I hope the reputation.
Yeah, because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, you have to hope that the reputation system will be in place so that eventually you'll have somebody who's who has a Cutlass Red or.
I hear what you're saying, but
a lot of people. There's some people that will.
There's some people.
They have rescue orgs already.
But
sure, but
you got to worry about. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, and you just better hope that they're on. When you're by yourself in the desert of
I look at it like this.
Daemon,
People thought that when they removed the armistice zones around space stations, there'd be a gang fest, and I think there's a tendency. Not really though. I mean, other than Port Olisar, which has always been a gang fest, there really hasn't been this huge, quote problem of people being attacked at space stations. And I think whenever anything new is introduced to the game, which gives more player agency, people always tend to think of the negative and think of, there's going to be players coming to loot. But, they got to kill you. And if you're in a place that's covered by a common ray, they're going to get a crime stat. And yeah, there's players that won't care about that, but I don't think that's the majority of players right now. I think most people just want to go make their money, and if they can make more money fixing you up, helping you, than looting you, then they're going to help you.
People don't think in those terms.
Yeah, and then one more thing, you're going to see a whole bunch of carrots now.
Yeah,
a whole bunch.
Maybe.
Kusanagi, I didn't forget about
okay.
you. So my question for you is, do you think that with this medical gameplay coming out, it will get the opportunity for people to introduce a new profession called ambulance chaser, like a medical lawyer?
Like an insurance adjuster? What do you mean a
too.
medical lawyer?
Ambulance chaser, like we have here in present day. No, I'm joking around. What do you think about IRC?
I thought it was very good. I think everybody here is kind of stopped on everything that really happened. The one thing I think is really cool is the Detached Retina, which kind of caught me off guard. It's like, wow, they're talking about like not just like fuzzy vision, but like actual visual, like that's the thing. They said you might have to like replace your eye, so you might have to get like a RoboCop eye or some type of Ghost in the Shell eye to replace one in your head, because your Detached Retina can only be reattached so many times or something like that. So again, they're just trying to like kind of move us forward in a certain direction of like, this is the way we're going, and kind of like what Black Intellect was just saying about weeding out the COD and kind of the was it I don't know how to say that, Valorant crowd. Yeah, it's these people, they just want to like get into a fight and not have to spend and 45 minutes rehealing or getting new armor and then loading it up into a ship and then not being able to carry all the guns they want to be able to carry. I'm like, Star Citizen's like, it's an investment in time, and you really have to be open for that.
Good one.
So my thoughts are that guy who was too inebriated. My first thought was, go home, you're drunk. I screamed that at my screen when I first saw that. Death by PTV will be a thing. Like we already had like death by PTV explosions way back when early 18 the social module was first introduced. I can see that becoming a thing all over again after this clip.
Well, just remember, he wasn't drinking Fastcart. He was injecting, and so that wasn't drunk. That was tweaking.
Well, what's funny, Fastcart, is like, it's funny you say that, because I'm like, that reminds me of somebody. I'm like, oh yeah, it was Fastcart at the last in live Star Citizen event I went to.
No, that was me at the VerseCon when they had that ramp going up and down the bottom level. People had to click, make sure that space had to be clear whenever they saw me. But
hopefully
the other
you're
thing,
wearing a helmet.
No, I stopped wearing the yellow helmet because I stopped falling over again. Okay, so I stopped doing that when I was a kid. The other thing is talk about the injuries and broken legs and everything like that. I played the game to escape realism. They put in too much realism in the game with these injuries, and I mean, pretty sure you're gonna have people with disabilities. Oh wait.
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed this ISC. It's very informative. And medical gameplay isn't something that I'm going to be into. I'm more of a combat and economic kind of guy. But maybe I don't even like plan to make botanicals as love machine like to say. But I hope people enjoy it when it comes out.
One thing, Fastcart. One thing that I would caution, if I got Chris side, I would caution him on this. Like, dude, this the medical gameplay seems really cool. It seems really complex out of the box, right? And this is just going to be tier 0 and become even more complex down the road. Be careful, right? Because if all of these systems get to be just this complex, right, this game is just going to be a whole lot of really technical. I don't know the term for it, right? It's gonna. Yeah, almost right. It's
that's the Chris Roberts dream.
I get it, but there's a balance to strike, right?
You're gonna have to pee and poo poo. Come on.
Yeah,
I don't think he wants balance.
I know, and I think that's going to limit the scope of his audience.
It will.
Now, I'll still be called into it, be one of those people, but at the same time, I see this as we're still early on, and we are making this, man, if you got a broken finger versus, a scratch on your calf, you got to go to two different ships, and, it's kind of getting a little bit
hardcore.
Yeah. And so I see this as we're at the very top of a very slippery slope here, and I'm concerned about where this is going to go.
I think the hardcore is going to be good. It is. I think hardcore is exactly what a lot of people want out of this game. It's just going to be raw hardcore. There's no 3 lives. There's no respawn in the next 5 seconds right where you left off. There's it's not going to be that game. I think a lot of people are looking for it to be that game. Unfortunately, they're getting life in a video game.
Care about their play, their in-game
survive. Play. Don't die.
Don't die, and treat other people like you want to be treated, right? Because you don't know, that person might be the one that saves you, right? So all of these things, I think, are going to work together to create an amazing adventure for people.
Jade, I agree with you on principle, but I just think there's going to be some people who like to see the world burn.
There's going to always be people. But this is the thing. There's going to be people who love hunting those people, right? And I want to speak to something. Do you remember when we got the service beacons? So you could get a space Uber to take you places?
Okay.
I've used those since they were introduced. Only twice did somebody kill me. And I mean, I've requested rides and got rides, I don't know, maybe a couple 100 times. And the reason I did that, people go, why don't you just kill yourself? Because of this. Because I knew this was coming. Why not get in the habit early, and use the game systems they develop, test them out, and yeah, so I disagree with the people that think automatically, oh yeah, people are good. I don't want to call anybody because there's going to be somebody who comes and kill you. No, that's not how it's been in my experience. I don't know if any of you used those service beacons, but what do you think?
Yeah, I did, and got a bullet to the face.
I didn't know it was you.
Again, I agree with you in principle, but I think the first one, like when the game goes live, when the game goes actually like live, not out of beta, out of alpha, that first month's gonna be rough. But after the first month, when people who decide to stay, I think those are gonna be the people that you're talking about, Jay. But for the people, the first month, I think it's gonna be bullets flying everywhere. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
and people are going to have to worry about their reputations as well, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have people that are going to be like, hey, look, enough people are going to get blackballed from stuff because of them doing shady stuff to people. It's going to be posted all over Spectrum. They're going to, they've got the star ratings already on those type of missions. So if it's like, if you go look at them like, no, single star, don't let him do this mission. He's going to try to kill you, right? So the games, there's going to be mechanisms in place to weed out those, jerks.
Yeah, and just speaking to this upcoming patch, we know from past experience, anytime CIG introduces a new game mechanic, they make it the most lucrative thing in the game. It was the way it was with cargo, the way it was with mining, the way it was with refining. It's going to be the same way with medical. So you're going to make more money from going and helping that person, at least initially, than you would looting what they have on them.
Oh, right.
I'm just guessing here based on previous data.
No, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that's
that makes
true.
sense.
Yeah.
They got to test what they need to test.
Right.
And they will force you to
Exactly.
test it, and they'll make it by making more
incentivize
money.
Yeah.
All right. So that's this week in ISG. I'm going.
I can't wait to see the salt.
Yeah, right. So next up, we have a normally show at Machinima, but Griffin found this, and we're going to show it this tonight. This is called "What is Star Citizen?" And the question I want people to think of while we're watching this, like, I want the group to think about: is this a good way to explain Star Citizen, or if it or something explained in this video that you haven't thought of? Well, this group probably not, but people in chat can that may be true. So here's the video. What is Star Citizen?
It's an MMORPG sci-fi everything simulator space sandbox experience. Good. You happy with that answer? Me neither. Because that string of letters hardly gets across the depth of the Star Citizen experience. I get asked this question a lot, and I often find myself having trouble answering it succinctly. I often go on 20-minute rants to explain it, and those rants tend to change every single time.
What is Star... Okay. So basically...
So I decided to sit down and find out what Star Citizen really is, and why it's such a hard question to answer. So let's ask the question again. What is Star Citizen? To answer that a little better, let me share some of the moments of realization that a new player tends to have in the game. Games take a lot of shortcuts and condition you to expect certain things. With Star Citizen, you have to almost relearn what a game experience really can be. I know that sounds sensationalist, but hopefully this will get the point across. Now, thanks to YouTuber Down to Earth Astronomy, we have what I call of course moments. Moments that at first seem like the game's error, but really it's you just learning that you have to think a little bit more about each action. Why isn't this elevator coming right after I press the button? Oh, I have to wait for it. Other players might be using it. Of course. Why can't I eat this food that I just bought? I'm clicking and nothing's happening. Oh, duh, my helmet's on. Of course. I'm lost. Why is there no minimap for me to follow? Oh, I have to read signs like I would in an actual city that I've just gotten lost in. Of course. Why am I flopping around when I land at my ship? This game is buggy! I forgot to put my landing gear down. Of course. This brings to light one of the big things about Star Citizen. If it's happening for you, it's happening for everyone. Nothing is being cheated like in many other games that may, for example, show you an animation happening that no one else can see. If an AI talks to you, everyone can hear that conversation.
It's every bit as exciting as promised.
If you take out a comma ray to commit crimes, it goes offline for everyone. This is one of the elements that makes SC so immersive. Another is CIG's game design philosophy are a set of principles or rules for player experience that guide the development of gameplay loops, or how the player and world interact. What does the game feel like? CIG's philosophy is complex gameplay loops that require skill, not skill points, to complete. It rewards focus and refinement. You don't get better at mining by speccing points into your mining skill. You get better at it by learning material costs, refining methods, and using consumables at the right time to not blow yourself up. We'll dive into examples of that loop in just a few moments to give you a visual of what actually goes on. Now, since some people might not know, let's define what a gameplay loop is. A gameplay loop is a concept for a complete circuit of a specific activity. It defines the repetitions the player will go through. In games, this can be mining, crafting, completing a mission, or even something as simple as shooting and reloading. In most games, these loops are straightforward. Let's make a comparison to really drive home what I mean by deep gameplay loops in Star Citizen. As mentioned a moment ago, mining will be our example, since a lot of survival games have a mining loop. For this example, I have picked 3 other games in the open world, the MMO, RPG kind of realm: Minecraft, No Man's Sky, and RuneScape. Here is the Minecraft mining loop. Get mining device, find material, aim, click, pick up material. Here is a No Man's Sky mining loop. Get mining device, find material, aim, click, get material. Or you could set up an auto miner so you don't even have to do anything. Here is RuneScape's mining loop. Get mining device, Find a material, click Get Material. Now let's take a look at Star Citizen's mining loop. You can mine with a ship, land vehicle, or by hand, with ship mining having unique materials. Hand mining. Get mining device. Find material. Right-click, scan. Make sure the material is worth getting. Left-click. Use scroll wheel to inject heat. Watch the heat meter and keep it in the safe area. Going over will explode the rock, potentially killing you. Getting closer makes it easier to control the volatility, this number over here, from fluctuating your meter too much. Pick up rocks and store them. Land vehicle mining. It's the same thing, but on wheels. Ship mining. Get ship, find asteroid belt or rocks on surface. Scan, find rock. Is it good rock? Check the materials. Not worth it? Find new rock. Repeat until good rock. Open mining mode. Left click, inject heat. Use mining consumables if you would like. Consumables do different things to help you out. Split rock, repeat the process. Switch to extraction. Get rock. Ah crap, a pirate hunted me down and just killed me. Higher protection. Repeat mining process. Go to station. Sell. Now, to note, this is simply selling the raw material, but since we didn't dive into the other games and their crafting systems or what you can do with the materials afterwards, I'll spare you the extended gameplay loops you can tack on to the end of your mining trip in Star Citizen to make even more money and affect the dynamic economy. As you can see, common gameplay loops like mining in most games don't require a ton of skill or knowledge about the subject. For mining in Star Citizen, you need material knowledge, selling prices in a changing economy, knowledge of ship parts and consumables to be more efficient, and an engaging mining process itself. Almost everything in Star Citizen has been approached with this philosophy of game design. Make it deep, make it immersive, and make it constantly engaging. Okay, obviously it is a video game, but I put quotes around it for a reason. Because Star Citizen is more like a universe simulation built for you to exist within. It exists whether you're there or not. In single-player games, the world simply pauses when you're not around. It has no need to continue existing because it's built for you. Things only progress when you progress them. And this sort of stands true as well in multiplayer games when it comes to stuff like personal quests. SC has a brilliant backend called Quantum that simulates AI behavior even if there are no players active in the area. These AI, called Quanta, have lives that they live out, jobs they go to, and personality traits that determine how they go about those activities. These AI can fight, build, sell, eat, and drink. This opens the world to dynamic interactions that take into effect other AI and players alike. They don't stop when you stop. In most MMOs, when you accept a quest, it will still be there when you come back after logging off for the day. In Star Citizen, that mission may be multiple star systems away and be over by the time that you get there, or an AI you were hunting may have been taken down by another player, or potentially even another AI. It's not here just for you, but every living thing in it. This helps create a world that truly feels alive, unique, and ripe for emergent gameplay. This smoothly takes us to our final topic.
I had to drink.
We all want to have a game that grabs our attention and immerses us into the world. This is harder to do than it seems, in all honesty. It's really easy to fail at translating a world into something you really feel into. The game may be beautiful, but it feels empty. It may have lots to do, but it feels out of place to the world that you're in. You can try to get this immersion through a lot of things. Some games try to do it with beautiful graphics, some with music, some with in-depth gameplay. Star Citizen does it all. Star Citizen's attention to detail and deep gameplay loops, part of the reason it has taken so long to make, gives it an unparalleled level of immersion. Look at that spaceport floating above this planet. That's not a backdrop. There are players up there doing stuff. Fly away from a planet with no loading screens, and you realize you were, just a few moments ago, staring at the blemishes and pores of another character's face, or blades of grass on the surface. How about your ship losing control because you lost a wing or a thruster in a fight? Or accident, okay, it happens to all of us. Forcing you to crash land and wait for a friend to come pick you up. Maybe it's that you ran too fast and tripped while walking into a new room.
I tripped, ow!
Or that you broke your legs jumping down a high spot.
I only got 20 seconds.
And now you need a doctor to fix them. Or my favorite. Some guy walked up to you at the bar while you were waiting on the NPC to deliver you a drink and starts proximity chatting with you while you can see his facial expressions since they have a tech to capture it with a simple webcam, and now you've got a roleplay scenario on your hand.
Yeah, what do you say we let a load off today?
Yeah, I need a drink. These bartenders are on break though.
It's really hard to put SC into a box. Some people say it's a technological experiment with no actual release in sight. Some see it as an incredibly ambitious project that will be the greatest game ever. I see it as a chance to truly immerse myself in an experience I genuinely cannot get anywhere else. Whether it's finished or not, I know every time I step into this world with my friends, whether a mission or a bug, there's always a new experience waiting to happen. So let's try to answer the question one last time before we leave. What is Star Citizen? Star Citizen is a place to roleplay with your friends and strangers.
So did you buy him a drink, huh? Somebody save me.
Star Citizen is spaceship combat.
4,000 rounds. Now you have like 2 hours. Okay.
Star Citizen is economy simulation.
And there you see that the price is starting to fall off.
Star Citizen is exploration.
This place has like the best view ever.
Star Citizen is a machinima tool.
Until we meet.
Star Citizen is whatever you make it out to be. And hopefully everything I've said in this video helps you understand why that isn't an exaggeration. And that is why so many people during alpha development still play this game. As I said, it's really hard to encapsulate what Star Citizen is into a short little video like this, and if you think it wasn't enough yet, consider watching this introduction to crime and prison systems in Star Citizen to get another idea of another gameplay loop and how deep it can really be. So thank you for watching, and consider liking this video and subscribing, because, you know, that'd also be cool. We'll see you in the verse.
All right, that was from Liefx, explaining the game in 2021. What is Star Citizen? It's a neat tie-in to how I opened this show with my Morpheus quote from Matrix. So I think Liefx definitely took the red pill. But again, the question is I wanted everyone to think about was: is this a good way to explain Star Citizen, or if it helped you understand Star Citizen more? So let's go in order. So Admiral Kusanagi, what are your thoughts?
Oh boy. Yes is my answer. I guess he talked about, criminal gameplay towards the end, but I mean, it is pretty much what you make of it. And, there are a lot of people who don't want to play because they say it's not finished enough, and et cetera, et cetera. It really does just come down to just going in and have a good time and seeing what you can do to make it a fun time. I thought it was done very, very well, and he went over a lot of stuff, and that's huge props, because that's a huge amount of time he put into making just this one video. So yeah. Next.
Dark Knight.
I think he had some very, very valid points, and it's hard to describe this game to people. It really is. I mean, you can say it's an MMO. Yeah, partly it is MMO. You can say it's RPG. Yeah, there's a lot of RPG elements. Is it combat? Yeah, there's some combat elements to it. I think overall, I think they did a good job of explaining that it is different than what you are going to expect from any game. It's just going to be different, and there's no, it's not 100% your Everspace. It's not your EVE Online. It's not your Elite Dangerous. It's just a different game, and there's just a lot about it. People are talking. He was talking about, people see it as a demo and this and that. It's like, well, I can play it and I can enjoy it, and it seems to be working pretty well for me. So I'm under the impression that maybe this is actually a game and not some kind of a tech demo. But I agree that he made some good points. I think Admiral was right on point too. I'll just leave it at that. Great video, really.
Forgot to mention, GoMap had to step out. So I just want to thank him for being on and being a co-host. Appreciate it.
Thank you, GoMap. No problem, man.
Face to face. Do you have
Yes.
What is your response? Do you think the video is a good way to explain what Star Citizen is, or did anything happen in the video that you didn't know about?
You know what? I think it's a very good video. Excuse me. I think it was a very good video. I like the point that he pointed out, and I put it into my own words, is that Star Citizen is not about you. It's about the game. Star Citizen is not about you. It's not about you know, what I do here today will be the same as it will what I believe it will be tomorrow. That mission will be gone. You know, maybe over here, maybe over there. You know, may not ever come back. Just like real life, you know. And that's one of the things about this game I do kind of like that aspect of it is that there's an actual history to the game. You know, not talking about a lore. I'm talking about history as in, you know, events. You know, something may happen, you know, in one system and you can't get to it, and guess what? It may not ever happen again in a game. So it's one of those things where you got to be there, you know, to enjoy it. So
To Fish's point, Jumptown, the original Jumptown come to mind, right, Jay?
right. I mean, right. I mean, Jumptown. See, what I have to go back to. And I bring this point out, like Jay did say. You know, Jumptown. It won't be the same as it was when it first came when it first came out, or really was first created by because it was player based, it was player driven. You know, now it's being, you know, automated by the game. So the experience is going to be definitely different. And that's what I mean, you know, about the history of something. You know, your experience is going to be different now. So, I mean, whatever happened back then, I'm quite sure you have epic battles between, you know, players. One maybe players trying to enforce the law, and other players, you know, trying to make money, you know, or whatever. And it just makes for great gameplay, you know, especially when it's player driven like that. But I can understand, you know, they want to kind of replicate that to give those who haven't gotten a chance to experience that, but it will never be what it was.
Before we get to Jade, I want to address something J2 said. She said she thinks that it's a little misleading. I'm guessing he means the video. He spoke about several features that have not yet been implemented as though they were. A new player buying Star Citizen on his recommendation might be disappointed. That's not good for the player or the game. Yes, but he did say in 2021, so I think anyone who watches the video, if like 5 years down the line, may realize, oh, this is 5 years old, it may not be as accurate, or maybe they'll see the date, it says September 7th, 2021, and like a few months from now, something may change. So I can see your point, but I don't think it'd be that big of an impact. How about you, Jay? Do you agree or disagree?
I slightly agree with J2, but not on that particular point. I mean, like probably the most, like, first of all, I just want to say it's a fantastic video. I don't want people to think I'm trashing the video or anything. It's a great video. It was very well done. But there's two things that I wanted to hear that I didn't hear. And it probably should have happened either at the beginning or the end. What is Star Citizen? It's a live test environment. We didn't hear that. And a new player, you know, coming into this, they need to know that this is yes, it's a game, but it's also a game that's in a alpha state being tested. So like sometimes I feel these videos to somebody who has never, you know, like really gotten into this game can be a bit misleading if they leave that part out. The part about star systems being able, you know, maybe that mission will be in a different star system. I think that was a little bit misleading. We've yet to have another star system in game, at least in 2021, but that's what the video says. What is it in 2021? Not what's going to be in 2022 or 2023 or 2024, right? So if you're talking about what the vision is, don't put 2021 in the video title, right? Because then you're talking, either you're talking about the vision or you're talking about the present, but don't conflate and combine the two. But other than that, fantastic video.
But Jade, how do you know this video is not from the future?
Because it will violate causality.
Oh, maybe he's making this way because you said it in Pat. No, I'm joking. No, that's a good point, Jay. I didn't think about it in that way. So, good point. Thank you. Pops, what are your thoughts about the video?
To Jade, excellent point. Excellent point. Because you find a lot of people that come in to the game and they assume the game is just about ready to come out. I mean, because, well, one of the things is that Star Citizen has so much to it. It looks so polished at the state that it's in. And when you see a video, you see the planets, the way they look. It's from the outside. Jade is absolutely right. It looks like it is a finished game. You look at the javelin, you look at all of that, and people come in and they expect the combat ballistics. Let's take ballistics for example. People come in and they use the ballistics a couple of weeks ago, and they were able to take out a hammerhead. Now that they changed it, everybody's up in arms. Oh, but they have been telling us all along that these things were going to change. They're not developed yet, and people hit the floor, cried. Oh, I can't do that. And it's really true. But the video was a big undertaking. He did a very good job. It was entertaining. But that one aspect really that glares out that Jade said, we have to get used to when we make these videos like that. We do have to get used to letting people know this is a true alpha, not a what is it?
Oh, you're talking about the Steam title? What is it called?
Early access.
Early access.
Yeah, because what's the like Blade and Soul and things like that? They use alpha, but it's actually a finished game. So that term alpha has been so diluted in the industry, and now when it's really truly being used for exactly what it is, people come in and say, "Oh, alpha, that doesn't mean anything." It is just the game is getting ready to come out in 2 weeks or a couple of months. Let me jump in, and they don't really realize it's really an alpha, not even in a beta state yet.
Good point.
Yeah, I said it before, but I'm afraid that people, when they see the title Star Citizen Alpha, they think Alpha is part of the game title now, rather than
exactly
the state of the game.
Right, and it is a point that really needs to be driven home from us, that it's really an alpha state, really true alpha state. A lot of bugs.
One of the things that got me in the video was like he said, "Of course," one of those "of course" moments, and then, like my "of course" moment was, "Why am I dying when I'm leaving the ship or the airlock? Or I forgot to put my helmet or suit on?" Of course. That's one of my of course moments. Something that I've learned in the video is mining, because I haven't actually participated in mining yet, because I wanted to save that for the for later, so I don't get burnt out on it. But I appreciated that this game did this video did a step-by-step how-to on mining. So that's something I learned. So I appreciate that.
And another good point, like right now, the state that the game, everybody's Xeno thread is over, so it's nothing to do. Everybody's, kind of at that point where it's a down point in the game. It's really nothing to do.
You got the ship showdown. The ship showdown. That's something.
The Xeno threat was was really something to do. Now that's over, it's kind of at a lull in the valley kind of a situation. And
Pops, you're saying it's a scam, right?
Nah, hell no. I'm getting my thousands back. No, but I think the game is it's what I think Jade said it another time best, that it's a Sims, I think, like what's the other game?
Second Life.
Second Life, exactly. That is, that it's going to be really, truly close to that. Where you're going to come, you're going to live in the game, you're gonna have to poop, you're gonna have to shower. I mean, how many games do that? Right, you're gonna have a job.
People have whole careers. Like, had whole careers in
Mhm.
Second Life, and I totally envision this game. When you talk about careers, it's not going to be like careers in other games. It's going to be like, oh yeah, I got home from work. Now I got to do my other job to make that UEC. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's it's really truly another world to come in and be completely immersed in Chris Roberts. That's his vision, and I really appreciate it. It's got some flaws in it, but we'll stay on them as a community and go in there and voice our opinions, and hopefully they'll hear us and fix things as they can.
Cool.
I would love to kind of hear a stream, like where like you hear someone like complaining to their spouse that they listen. I just got off of this. I had to be the steward or stewardess on this flight to Stanton. It took us like 5 hours, and I'm tired. I want to be able to sit down and relax and watch TV or something. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I want to thank everyone for.
Hey Griff. Hey Griff. Griff, what do you think about that, Griff?
I didn't see you pop in.
Did you watch that video?
Yeah, I suggested it.
So what do you think about it?
Well, I mean, that was partially why, I was having pardon me, I'm eating my normal White Castles on Thursday, guys. Sorry about that.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Which one did you go to?
Yeah, I know.
And then he is not sharing. That's the problem.
I know.
He did share that he's eating White Castle.
Thank you, Jade. Jade's got my back. Okay.
Always. Origin for life.
There you go.
Origin.
The reason why I showed it was because I was having a conversation with my daughter actually just recently, because I showed her the ISC today, and she's a medical student, and she already knows about the game, and she's already registered herself and everything, but she hasn't played it very much. But she was so blown away by it as a medical person, and she said she just went out with some friends 2 days ago. And one of the guys was talking about, what game was it? It was some other game. You're talking about Eve.
Okay.
And she said, do you guys know about Star Citizen? And she said like 80% of the people are like, oh, that's scam, blah, 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 blah. I mean, they all like laid into her, right? And she said, Dad, send me this ISC because I want to send this to my friends. She said, because none of them have played it. They're just saying what they've heard. And I said, it's funny. I'm looking at a video today, and I said, normally it's taken a lot for me to invite people to play Star Citizen because most gamers I know, their head's not wrapped in the space to get into a game that's about testing and alpha, pre-alpha. I said, but I really believe that it's at that place now where we can invite people in and they will find more enjoyment than disappointment, And I like this video because it was easy to watch. And it also dealt with, especially like I heard you, Fastcart, you were talking about the whole bit of courses, right? Like not taking your helmet off. In a very basic way, he was saying, which you guys have heard me say before, gamers have forgotten what it's like to be imaginative. We do want to just be able to eat and not take our helmet off. You know what I mean? Because we've just gotten lazy. So I like the fact that he was showing those things that people complain about are often things that have to do with the fact of he's trying to make a game that we would do like we would do in real life. And we got a show coming up, y'all, called Will Star Citizen Be Second Life? So y'all be ready for that.
I didn't see that.
I want to be on that one. Can I be in that one too? Okay, Griff, you got host.
Wow. Yeah, that was quick. That was a quick fill in, right? Wow. But yeah, I mean, I like the fact that he broke it down in a way that's real approachable, both for people who are currently playing the game as well as new people. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to kind of hear what you guys thought of it.
Okay. So I want to thank everyone for joining us. We are Admiral Kusanagi, Dark Knight, Face to Face. Griffin came late, but he and didn't say his White Castle like normal. Jade and Poppin Face, and also Go Map. He had to duck out earlier. Next week, not next week, but Sunday, we have a Soul Citizen coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern called Psychology versus Psychosis. Now, I'm going to let Griffin take over and explain this because he can do a better job than I can. So explain what this show is about.
Don't y'all believe that? Fastcart don't want to explain it because he don't want to get in any trouble. That's why he wants to talk about this one. This show is going to be dealing with PvP in the Star Citizen universe. And we're going to be talking to some folks some people who, actually, these are people that we admire, who do PvP in the Star Citizen universe. Most of the people that are on our team are not PvPers. Some of us are, but most of us aren't. And so we're going to be bringing on some people from, we have a representative from Mongrel Squad, for those of you who are up on them, the piracy group. And then Buster the Destroyer is going to come on. We've got one other person we're waiting to hear back from. But we want them to share with us about PvP from a PvPer's perspective and talk about, why they PvP, what is it they like about it, what is it they don't like about the PvP community, and then also talk about their vision of it for Star Citizen. So if you all want to hear their view, and I know there are a lot of PvPers out there that enjoy combat and stuff, and we're talking about PvP on all levels. It's not just, ship combat. I mean, this is FPS, the whole 9 yards, player versus player. And we're going to have a lot of fun with that on Sunday. So hopefully you guys can join us.
Cool. Yeah, so that's going to be PvP, Psychology versus Psychosis. Go Map, Griffin Gaming, and Colossal with Angeletti, Detached Destroyer, and maybe some other people, depending on how scheduling works out. So that should be a great show. And you can see I'm not on this one. I don't PvP. I'm a level 9 fighter. So that's why you don't see me on this one. But before we go, I want to hope that everyone can check us out and support us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, our social media. And also, we have merchandise. We have T-shirts, cups, mugs, and mouse pads. So check out the link below for those. And with that, I want to thank everyone for joining us. I just think everyone here. So I just want to have to sign out and say peace, love, and soul.